And just earlier this year, WRI and WBCSD came out with an updated version, given the new case examples we have of its application, and we've refined the method. Likewise, WBCSD has worked with a number of firms to develop a method for helping companies to value ecosystems, to figure out the economic value of these ecosystems to the corporate bottom line. They came out about a year ago with the Guide to Corporate Ecosystem Valuation, which again has been used by numerous companies to help them put a financial figure on the ecosystems that they actually depend upon. In terms of partnerships, just to highlight a few, again to show that there's increasing interest amongst companies in ecosystems. One is something WRI has been doing in Brazil this past year. We've been working with 7 leading Brazilian companies, such as Anglo-American, Grupo Maggi, the largest soybean manufacturer in Latin America, Pepsi Brazil, Vale, a mining firm, Walmart Brazil, and a few others, to work with them to actually apply the corporate ecosystem services review to their operations in Brazil, so that these companies can better manage risk and take advantage of new opportunities that arise relative to ecosystems and ecosystem services. To me, again, this is a signal that this interest in ecosystems and ecosystem services is growing, not just for European-based companies or East Asian-based companies, but also in Latin America. Again, it's an indication that we're on to something here, and that companies are recognizing the real business opportunities and risks associated with ecosystems. Likewise, in January of 2011, the environmental group, the Nature Conservancy, and the Dow Chemical Company announced a 5-year breakthrough collaboration, one that will help Dow and the business community recognize, value, and incorporate nature into the company's business goals and accounting and its strategies. Now we're going to hear more about this today from Mark Weick, who's going to give more detail about this amazing project here. I remember in our world, when we first heard about this announcement, it was really big. You had one of the world's largest companies, right, working with one of the world's largest environmental organizations to really take ecosystems seriously and really go deep into the company to better understand and take action so that ecosystems can work for the company and help not just nature, but also the bottom line. Very, very exciting program. Likewise, we're seeing some new commitments. Again, at Rio Plus 20, I was excited to see commitments by the Corporate Eco Forum, again working with the Nature Conservancy, where they brought together about 24 different companies, each of whom has made some commitments to managing ecosystems and ecosystem services in a manner that helps improve the bottom line. There's a very big announcement, a lot of brand name companies you see here on the screen. I'll just highlight 2 to give you a flavor of how significant these are. First was Coca-Cola. By 2013, the company's 900 bottling plants are going to be required to evaluate the water risks and vulnerabilities and to develop and implement a plan for protecting the watersheds where these bottling plants get their water. So this is Coca-Cola, whom everyone knows, recognizing that water is really important, that the ecosystems that provide the water and the watersheds where the bottling plants are located are important to the corporate bottom line. Right? That's a big deal. Right? I'm really excited about the potential here of really driving sustainability into the wider landscape. The second one is Weyerhaeuser, a very large forest products company. They're going to start reporting on their performance on 18 different ecosystem services, such as clean water, soil productivity, habitat, recreation values, timber, etc., and publicly monitor their performance and the company's provision and impact on those ecosystem services. Again, to me, it's a pretty exciting development when it comes to companies taking ecosystems seriously, recognizing that ecosystems matter to the bottom line. And finally, we're starting to see movement when it comes to reporting and benchmarking ecosystem services. For one, earlier this year, WRI released guidance to help companies incorporate ecosystem services into the environmental management systems, in the ISO 14001 systems, as well as in their sustainability reports. Because again, we're hearing a lot of demand from companies that want to measure and report against ecosystem services. The Global Reporting Initiative, GRI, they've launched a similar strategy where they're giving guidance to their members on how to measure and report on ecosystem services. IPCA, the Sustainability Consortium of the world's oil and gas companies, representing about half of the world's oil and gas firms, has now incorporated ecosystem services into the voluntary reporting of IPCA members. And finally, more recently, the company called Puma that makes athletic equipment has actually done some breakthrough analysis on actually valuing natural capital and incorporating it into their corporate accounting methods. Really a breakthrough type of approach that many companies now are starting to look at as maybe a new benchmark. So with that, I'll close. I'm hoping that from this conversation, I've set the stage for the subsequent speakers, that we're all clear about ecosystem services, how they link with biodiversity, also why ecosystem services and biodiversity are important for the corporate bottom line. And I hope I've given you a flavor of the new developments in this world of ecosystems and business. And basically, we're at the cutting edge here of a new wave of sustainability, where companies really recognize and take action in the light that ecosystems do matter to the corporate bottom line. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig. We're going to take one or two quick questions to Craig Hansen, if you have. If not, maybe we can have another chance to talk with him after all the presentation finished. Thank you, Craig. Next, I would like to invite the case of Hitachi Corporation's management for conserving biodiversity and ecosystem preservation. I would like to introduce Mr. Ichikawa Yoshiaki. He is the Senior Chief Engineer in charge of Corporate Environmental Strategy Office. He has been working in these sustainability issues for Hitachi for a number of years, more than 20 years, I think. So he is the expert of this area. He will present us the case of Hitachi for biodiversity and ecosystem services. I would like to have your presentation. Thank you. You will give me 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. I'm Yoshi Ichikawa from Hitachi, and I am also chair of IC and ISO, both regarding environmental issues. And at the same time, my company, Hitachi, is a co-chair of WBCSD. So what I'm going to present today is very much in line with the Craig's presentation, because he provided us very basic tools, ESR, CB. So we tried that. I would like to report those as well. First of all, I would like to show you a Hitachi portfolio. This is the showing a variety of product areas and service areas we engaged in. So you have a good idea that it is quite difficult for corporate people like us to guide a simple methodology for all the people working for Hitachi to do to improve ecosystem. Maybe the easiest one is the construction and machinery. They are destroying forests actually, but they say they are not destroying forests by themselves, but their customers are doing that. So we are now discussing with them that how could we improve the machinery itself to make less impact on the forestry, even if our customer use it the same way. And but it is still very difficult. And the IT system and others are a bit far from that kind of image. But power systems, we have a hydraulic plants in the forest. in the mountain, so it is also the matter of interacting with the ecosystem. And we also do the business for providing drinking water and sewage facility for emerging economy. So this is quite related. By the way, I would like to ask a very minor correction of the figure. That is the others part. Right now it shows 9%. Maybe within your handout is 7%, so it's pretty minor correction. By the way, I'll go to this one. So Hitachi Group as a whole, having 3 pillars of environmental policy. One is prevention of global warming or climate change. This is quite common. So CO2 emission reduction is the main activity or goal for us to do. The left-hand side bottom is conservation of resources. This is, so to say, 3R policy in Japan: reduce, reuse, recycle of the materials. Especially we are engaged in dealing with the problem of rare metals these days. We have to recycle it and conserve the elements. The right-hand bottom is the preservation of ecosystem, and this has been there since a long time ago. So we set the 3 pillars from the beginning, but when we look at this right now, we made a big progress on top of CO2 reduction, and we also made some considerable achievement. The left bottom, conservation of resources. But the final one is still remaining, preservation of the ecosystem. Actually, we have no clear idea yet what would be the best activity, methodology we pursue, and what would be the best key performance index for us to pursue this preservation of the ecosystem. So today's presentation is just a report, intermediate report of our struggle for this goal. And this shows the relationship of our company and ecosystem. The ecosystem, as shown already by Greg, lots of elements included there. Not only the biodiversity, but also it provides us water, timbers, and so on. Especially for electronics company, the rare metals are one of them, I believe. And so we have a dependence on the ecosystem for our corporate production activities, supply of raw materials. And from us, we contribute positively to the ecosystem preservation, conservation, through our product and services, but this is not so much easily identified, but I think that at least some of our products like water supply would cast a positive impact on the ecosystem. But the negative one, of course, we utilize lots of natural resources and CO2 emission and sulfur emission and so on could be one of the elements to damage the ecosystem. And land use. We build new facilities around the world, and sometimes countries and build those construction and facilities. And we also do the social contribution by the voluntary activities of the employee. So as a whole, we have very much a relation with the ecosystem throughout our activities. And then we started to look at try to find out the appropriate methodologies concerning the ecosystem area. And we mapped various ones like this. The vertical axis is starting from qualitative one, rather quantitative, and somehow economic. Very much, that means very much aggregated one. This is the straight vertical one. The horizontal line is the supply chain kind of categorization from downstream, mainstream, and to the upstream. And actually, we are in rather downstream area, but as you see at the first portfolio diagram, the Hitachi Group has everything from upstream to downstream. And when we look at this, we try to test the qualitative one, so we picked up CEVs, ESR, both provided from WBCSD, and also some management and performance index that is maybe our own effort in cooperation with other companies in Japan. So I'd like to provide these examples of this. The first one is CB, Corporate Ecosystem Foundation. We did actually 2 business cases, and one of them is this one, the ICT, Information Communication Technology Application for Farming. Actually, this utilizes the satellite image, and the computer analyzes it and predict the exact timing of harvesting of the farm, rice field, corn field, whatever. And this is our product called Geonation Farm, and introduced to many farming industry in Japan already. But the hypothetical studies are conducted targeting USA and France case because this is the future, the projection. So I think that instead of Japan, USA and France would be nice to do some investigation. And utilizing this one means that the farming becomes more reasonable, scientific, and in comparison with the current farming way, it is called the precision agriculture. So this geometrical farm is not the only one element of the precise precision agriculture, but this could be one of the major tools for realizing that. And this is the result, what we have done through using the CB methodology. And this is quite complicated, but you can see that this one, business as usual. The business as usual means that the usual farming for the future. And if you continue doing that, in case of, okay, by the way, this plus means positive, this minus means negative. So mostly the negative effect will be emphasized when we continue the current way of farming, like nitrogen and phosphorus. These are the pollutants of the nature. But compared to this, when we introduce precision agriculture, the positive increased from 3 plus to 4 plus. And the negative decreased 3 minus to 1 minus. So, and just this doesn't say this particular area is important, but rather the point of focus could be suggested, and like this minus effect of pollution side could be reduced based on our simulation. But when we do this, we found out that this cannot be easily extended to other business areas. This is the specific product for farming industry. But this cannot be extended to other customers like Tokyo Power Electric Company. It's totally a different scenario. So CEV is not so much easy to implement every kind of product within a company. And this is the KPI issue. We need a KPI to do our environmental management system based on 40,001. And for that, we consulted with other companies within the member of COCN. This is a Japanese council on competitiveness, Nippon, and supported by a major, the companies having ambition to improve the environment, or others competitiveness improves the environment as well. And academic institutions are one of the members, professors, and we started this project with 32 companies, 4 university and 1 research institute. And the background is COP10 in Nagoya. They said that the Nagoya target that the industry has to do something in this direction, but we don't know how to do that. So the purpose is COCN started Business and Biodiversity Study Group 2010 for 2 years to study about what are the points to consider and what the companies can do for biodiversity and to build a methodology. But in this particular project, the members are not so many. 2 construction companies, 1 developer, 1 bank, 4 electronics company, 1 material producer, 1 think tank, 1 research institute, 1 university or consultant. Maybe not so small, but not so large. So appropriate number of people. And Hitachi did a coordinator. And this purpose of assessment is, we started to make the checklist. This is the output from us. And the purpose of this checklist is to identify risks and opportunities. This will be more linking to the questions I have afterward. And improve our activities through PDCA cycle, environmental management system. The assessment items are the 6 stages of the product service life cycle. The 6 stages are design, procurement, manufacturing, transport, use, operation, and disposal.